Good evening. We're going to take a look at the first weekend of December. Feeling very cold out there. We have the full cold moon rising tonight, as you see there. That is what that is called. It is a supermoon. It does get very high in the sky, and a very nice moonlit kind of evening, actually, out there, though very cold, obviously. And I'll tell you, though, it was nice out there. I spent some time in Massapequa Preserve tonight, just enjoying the full moon, getting some nighttime photos of the moon there, lighting up the woods. It was windy out there, but very nice, and yeah, even some pines out there that we got to look at as well. Though very windy, so it kind of made for sometimes the trees got a little bit blurred, but really beautiful out there. I'll tell you, just so nice to be out there and just getting some fresh air because where I live, it's not fun. So that's for sure. And yesterday we had some interesting clouds around yesterday. To show you some of the pictures I took of the clouds, really nice. Some cirrocumulus there, really pretty. But then we had some clear sky in there too. So looking at some pines over there in Pine Lawn. I didn't take a video, but it was just nice to be outside again. Cherish all the times I get to be outside because I'll tell you, last night was so frustrating. Radiational cooling was great last night. I mean, West Hampton was like down to 20. Islip was 29. But my alley was at first 44, and then it actually wound up going up to 46. And I mean, when there's no wind, you can't get fresh air in this place or light winds. That alley just traps the smells. You can't. Literally, I'm dealing with vape smells out there. Thank God, at least I had to complain again because the guy was blowing smoke out his window. I had to complain to the landlord again. He stopped, but he goes out the front. He goes in front of the front door and smokes, and then it gets into the stairway. And I got cigarette smoke going through the stairway. So yeah, I'm dying in this place. It's horrible here. It's just, I try not to complain, but it's when you can't get the basics of fresh air, it's just. Anyway, you can see the satellite. We do have clear skies, but the Arctic front came through, and you can see here that we have clouds kind of stalled to the south there, and they'll be rolling back in on us tomorrow. But it is very cold out there right now, very cold, and let's see. It is probably below freezing out there. Oh, yes, it is. 28 at Islip. Dew point is down to 8. 27. It's pretty windy, too, so that wind chill makes it feel even colder. 27 with a dew point of 5. So this is the Arctic air that has come in. Of course, the alley... Yeah, the alley is not nearly... Oh, I didn't put the picture up. The alley's 34. So, yeah, I forgot. I thought I had the picture up here. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Yeah, I knew I put it up. Actually, the alley's 32. So it's not too big of a difference because we have wind tonight. Still warmer, though. It's still warmer. I mean, the alley's even warmer than LaGuardia, which is 27, 26 at Central Park. It's just, just imagine not being able to get... It's driving me nuts, I'll tell you. Look at the wind over there. Gust to 4. Actually, whoa, they gusted to 57 over there at Baiting Hollow today. And they got a wind speed right now of 36 with a gust of 43 from the north. Wow. That is something. I know it's right on the water. I mean, most places did not gust that high today. Well, Islip only gusted to 38. Not like we needed a wind advisory. But if you were on the water, that's why we've got these gale warnings and small craft advisories up because of this wind that we have with this Arctic front that came through. So let's look at the day at Islip. It did get up to 45, but that 45 was earlier today. And you'll see that we got into the mid-40s during the day today. But you clearly see when the Arctic front came through that the dew points dropped. It came through around 5 o'clock or so, and then that's when the temperatures and the dew point started dropping, and the winds became more northwesterly now. So that is the Arctic air that is coming in. And you can see here by the temperatures, just showing you the air temperatures here. It's even colder up to the north here. You're looking, got single digits, and they're probably going to go well below 0. A place like Plattsburgh is 3 now. But they do have nice clear skies over there. That's the thing. We're going to be playing with that cirrus, unfortunately, because there is a low that's going to be moving to the south. So let's take a look at our highs and lows. And actually, Let's go look at West Hampton because I'm kind of curious. West Hampton got down to 19 this morning. So look at that. We did actually get to the teens in West Hampton. 19. There was some really good radiational cooling. It was very frustrating that you can't really enjoy that where I live. 28 for a low at Islip, so it's pretty cold in the morning, pretty frosty. Lows generally in the mid-20s pretty much across Long Island. Even in the city, 26. Even Central Park radiated to 26. My alley couldn't. Well, where I live shouldn't even be considered legal. Should not be even considered legal. 21 for a low in the Pine Barrens west of Toms River, so not quite as cold as West Hampton. Looks like West Hampton gets the coldest award for that. And then for the highs, well, again, they were in the mid-40s, but pretty much earlier on the temperature started dropping across the area. So, yeah, let's go and look at our statistics for the day for Islip. So the high of 45 and the low of 31 was recorded according to this. 2 degrees below normal for the day. Will be much more below normal than that for that tomorrow, I'm sure. So looking at our weather map here, let's go to the weather map here, and we'll look at the weather map. And you see here's the Arctic front that came through, but it kind of stalled to the south over mid-Atlantic, and there's going to be a low riding along it. Not going to see any precipitation here from it, but we are going to see some cloud cover from it, most likely. Unfortunately, it will ruin our chances for clear skies tomorrow. We really should have had a nice clear day. It looks like we've got, again, you can see this front that's just kind of stalled out here. So, yeah, let's go to the models here, and we'll cover the weekend. It's obviously very cold out there. You see that big high. It's moving over us there. It's GFS already. You see that system moving to the south. We're not going to see any precipitation from that. Stays to the south, and then we have fair weather for the weekend. It will get warmer once that high moves offshore. So it's just a quick shot of cold air, and then it kind of moderates a little bit for the weekend. But you see, there's another clipper there, and that's going to come through, and that could bring in. That's going to bring in another Arctic blast, pops up chances of precipitation Monday night, and then that's going to bring another Arctic blast for Monday into Tuesday. So we'll go ahead and look at the European as well. See if we spot any differences here. Not really. The European not quite as amplified with that storm as the GFS. And I'm not buying that. I don't think we're going to... The GFS is suggesting we might see some precipitation. Not so sure on that. I was kind of surprised to see that big high building, and hopefully that'll give us some clear skies on Monday. Let's go and look at the models here. We'll go start with the HRRR. Obviously, with the system going by to the south, we're not going to... If you're in extreme southern New Jersey, you might see a flurry. But other than that, we're not going to see anything. But look at what happens, though, overnight Saturday. It does break out some light snow shower or rain shower activity for the earlier part of Saturday. That's just because of these. What's going on is you're getting that cold airflow, but it's coming back and returning out over the ocean, where it could pick up a little moisture and could perhaps give a little bit of light, sprinkly snow, or maybe sucky drizzle. Or rather not have the sucky drizzle, but it's possible you might see that earlier on Saturday. Let's look at our dew points and wind flow here. All right, so you can see that really dry air really builds in the morning, but you see the winds go north and they go northeast. It just slides by to the north, and then boom, it's out of here. So it's literally just not even here for 24 hours, and then it already starts moving out. Winds go to the south tomorrow, and then southerly for tomorrow night. So definitely won't be as cold. And then as you get to Saturday, with more of a westerly flow, and you can see the dew points aren't quite as low. That means we'll have warmer temperatures. Let's go look at the temperatures tonight. There won't be any radiational cooling. I doubt it, unless the wind goes calm. If there is, single digits could be a possibility in the Pine Barrens. Otherwise, lows are going to probably be in the teens, except in my alley, of course. Especially across Long Island, shows it warmer over. Again, it shows that the cold air really is just going by over New England. It's not really going directly over us. And then tomorrow, you can see the models already. Originally, we weren't supposed to get above freezing, but it looks like I think we'll get close to the freezing mark by later in the afternoon. And then we're going to continue to warm up. The temperatures will continue to rise through the night. And then Saturday, we'll see highs probably reaching around 40. That's still below normal. but it'll be a moderation for sure. Um, and obviously, if we look at the soundings for tomorrow, you'll see that we will have cloud cover, like plenty of high cloud cover. You can see it looks like maybe not. This one's looking like maybe it won't be. This is middle of the day. Obviously, the best conditions are going to be to the north. But we'll look at some of the other models and see how that all works out, because from what I've seen on the models, it really wants to roll that high cloud cover in. We'll go to the rest of the weekend. We'll go to the European here. So as we get into, you can see that moderation here. Into Sunday, you can see that moderation. But the winds go north again, and you can see that cold air up to the north there, right? So here's the temperatures. So again, Sunday will wind up being probably the warmest day, probably low 40s. But then when we get to Sunday night, that's when the Arctic front comes through, and boom, it just comes straight down, north winds. This will be even colder blast than what we dealt with tomorrow, perhaps. And we are not making it above freezing on Monday, and we'll talk more about that Sunday night. So let's go look at cloud cover now. That is the challenge here with this forecast, by the way, because you see those high clouds off to the south, and the challenge is you see they're literally just squeezed off to the south, and it's possible we might be able to get some mostly sunny skies, and the best chance is going to be the north, obviously, but it's possible. You got to remember, though, the sun angle's low, so even if it's clear over us, if the clouds are off to the south, the sun is going to be dimmed. But it's trying, perhaps, to give us some mostly clear skies for a little bit tomorrow before the clouds surge in, and then for Saturday, probably good amount of clouds all day, and then Sunday, we'll be dealing with more clouds probably coming in, another wave of clouds coming in. And then hopefully by Monday, we'll finally get some clear skies again. So that's one model for the skies. We can look at the NAM as the other model and see if this one looks any different. I mean, they all pretty much show the same thing. You can see it kind of gets pushed south for a little bit. So we'll see what happens here. The models seem a little off. The reason why I say this is because if we look at the current satellite, which is like what's now, these clouds seem a little further to the south than what this model is showing. So I'm hoping maybe we can let's show some of these other cloud models here for tomorrow. This is not one I show very often. It's just off to the south. So that's the issue. Kind of depends on the wind direction. So if the wind turns more easterly or southeasterly earlier on, northerly wind's going to suppress those clouds. Now, most of these are high clouds. So if we go back to the RGM doesn't let us differentiate. If we go to the NAM, you'll see these are mostly high clouds. Actually, no, I'm wrong. They're not high clouds. They're actually lower clouds. Okay. They're not high clouds. That's interesting. Okay. So are these middle level? Middle level. Okay, they're mid-level clouds. So some of it's mid-level, and some of it might be low level. Let's see. Yeah, they're actually lower level clouds. Interesting. Okay, so this is probably due to low level moisture or whatever, but if that's the case, if the cloud deck is lower, then the effect of that cloud deck being to the south means that we hopefully will have some sunshine for at least part of the day tomorrow, and then the clouds will increase. It's really hard to say exactly what's going to happen. But there will be some sunshine tomorrow, I think. So at least we have that. Let's go look at the precipitation here. Forecast on this as well. See if this generates anything. You can see tomorrow night it does try to generate perhaps some sucky drizzle overnight. Perhaps even into part of Saturday, maybe. Saturday's probably not going to turn out so great. Sunday will be a little drier. But it looks like there could be perhaps some, I hope not a lot of sucky drizzle. I really hate drizzle. But let's go to the Ventus sky already. I'll just look at this already, and we'll see if this shows that if this picks up on any of the drizzle issues that we might have for later tomorrow night and Friday. Let's see. It does show some reduced visibility, doesn't it? So we'll have to watch. Now, here's Saturday. It does show perhaps some earlier on, so it's possible. It could be some on Saturday. It does show some around. Some reduced visibility here. So have to see. Look at the humidity here. It's 90. It's not quite 100%, which is generally what you need for drizzle. So we'll just have to keep an eye on that. Like I said, Saturday's not going to be the greatest day. It might be a little damp at times. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping not. And well, just to end things, let's see what the weather service is saying. Usually I don't look at them, but let's see what they're saying. So they are just saying a slight chance of rain. So they're mostly cloudy, mainly before 1 p.m. And there's a slight chance of snow and a slight. So there is a slight chance because of that. Again, that return marine flow that we're seeing off the water. You're taking that cold air and you're putting it out over the water, and then you're having it circle back and move back at us. So there could be a little bit of moisture coming in off there, perhaps, and that's probably what some of these models are picking up on. We'll look at one more. Let's do the HDRPS. Probably not. I was hoping. Oh, we do have the zeros again. We'll see. It only goes out to 36 hours, though. Let's see if this picks up on it. It does pick up on it. So, again, it looks like that overnight time frame, overnight into the earlier part of Saturday, you could be dealing with some sucky light rain or drizzle. So, I said Saturday's not going to turn out to be too great. Later on in the evening, hopefully it gets out of here. But, yeah, that's what we're going to have because of that return flow, that flow off the water. Just a little bit of moisture there coming in off that. It's not anything that's going to be substantial as far as rainfall goes, but there could be some sucky drizzle around. So I think that wraps up this weather video. Enjoy the weekend and stay warm. It is going to be cold out there, but I'm glad to see the cold weather here. I'd rather have this than rain or sucky drizzle. Have a good night.